Our victory is near.
חזרו לפעול.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
פותח תגיד לפעולה.
Enemy forces have captured the zone. If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
עובר שריון טהור.
Welcome to everybody watching the stream. I hope you enjoy this. I don't know what the fuck you call it.
has most of the strategic zones.
Recon reports. Enemy spotted.
The enemy is winning. captured most of the strategic zones?
Hello. I have no idea what that means.
נתונים. שעה אחת. טווח.
Most of the zones are under control.
Yes, I do. I was not expecting to hit that.
להתכונן! צה"ל מוכן! מוכן, מוכן! צה"ל מוכן!
Air 090. Height 300 meters. Air 090. Height 300 meters. Air 090. Height 400 meters. Air.
מתקפת ארטילריה קורדינטות! בראבו! 6! תסמך! מקלע מוכן!
Air.
מקלע מוכן!
Welcome to the stream, everyone.
Recon reports enemy spotted.
Allied forces have captured a zone. Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Recon reports enemy spotted.
I agree.
מתקפת ארטילריה קורדינטות! דלתא! 4-1!
bringing a Christmas tree with us. So close.
להתכונן! מוכן, צה"ל מוכן!
Welcome.
החקלאים חזרו לפעול!
Attention to the designated grid zone!
פותח סכין לפעולה!
Thank you.
פותח שריון טוב!
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Welcome to the stream room.
The enemy controls most of the strategic zones.
I enjoy watching me suffer.
The enemy is getting closer to victory.
כולי פרגום!
Dude, where the fuck is everyone? Holy shit. God damn, team. Oh, now he fucking dies. Go figure. Jesus.
שריון טעון!
We don't have the advantage anymore.
Attention to the map!
This is not what I wanted to turn, but okay. I'll go over here. I can. Not how I wanted to do this, but whatever.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
And he died. Get fucked.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Ah! 130. Height! 500 meters.
חודר שריון טעון!
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Christ.
Ah! 140. Height! 1,000 meters.
BMP, שעה 12. טווח?
Attention to the map.
This is not going to end well, but why the fuck not?
חללו!
Get the fuck out of here. How did that not fucking do anything? Gaijin and their fucking bullshit. Is anybody gonna fucking kill him? Jesus. I hope so. That was fucking horseshit. Welcome to the stream. That must come from the area. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn leopard. Oh. There's a fucking UK around here somewhere. I don't know where the fuck he went. Probably the guy in B.
Air out. 140. Height 1,000 meters.
Enemy forces have captured that zone.
Come on, Mr. Leopard, you've got a 4-second reload. Of course. Oh, he's over there. Good. Probably pay attention where the fuck I'm going. That would definitely help me out. I don't have thermal. For the love of God. Should've just got the fucking C to begin with.
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
Attention to the map.
Which direction are you going?
We no longer have the advantage.
It depends on your skill level. I am horrible at the game, as you can tell by my horrible leaderboard scores. It originally took me, when I first started in 2021, it took me about 6 months to get all the way up to top tier Germany, I've been working on Israel for about 3 weeks, and farthest I've made it is like 9-7. So it just depends on your skill level. Oh, God damn it. I need 10 grand. Uh, Ground realistic is definitely a bit harder. Um, Best I can say when you want to play ground realistic is pretty much just set a goal. You know, when I was grinding out my T90M, I set a goal of 200 grand. So I got 200,000 XP done in one day. That was the goal that I wanted. Then I can go off and, you know, play custom battles, do whatever else I wanted to do. Ground realistic is definitely a bit more challenging than arcade because it doesn't tell you where to shoot. So it can be a bit more challenging. But like I said, best thing to do is just set a goal. Like my goal for today, I've only been streaming like 2 hours. My goal for today was, 200, at least half of what I had. So I started at 100. I want to get at least under 50 grand on my 9.7 Merkava Mark 1, and then from there, I can get off if I want to, or move on to another nation or whatever. But that's the best advice I can give is to just set a goal. Don't deviate from it. Don't, just follow it as best as you can. Like I said, I'm not a very good player. There are definitely hundreds of players better than me. Both my couple of buddies of mine, we usually play in a group together. They're definitely a lot better than I am, so they end up tending to do better than me. But yeah, it's the best I can say is just set a goal. You know, whatever tank you're grinding, just set a goal of how much XP you want to grind out that day, or you know, in a certain time frame, and just go from there. You know. Yeah, yeah, the Chaffee's pretty good. I would say if you wanted to, if you haven't played top tier before, I wouldn't recommend going straight to a top tier tank. If you're playing America, for example, I would go as high as the T-29 at 7.0 for now. If you're playing Germany, for example, the KV-1C is definitely a very good premium. If you're playing Russia, one of the best premiums, a lot of YouTubers will say one of the best premiums you can get is the T-55 AM1. Obviously, you know, premiums for certain nations aren't going to help you in every nation, but other than that, I wouldn't go straight to top tier if you haven't played top tier before. Like I said, I've been playing since at least 2021, so I've got 3 nations at top tier, so that's why I picked up the Ram Seagal. In terms of kills to deaths, I'm probably doing better than I would say the clickbait. I have 500 games in the clickbait. I don't even know if I have half as many kills, to be honest. But yeah, I wouldn't say go straight to top tier. If you want to do free to play, Gaijin is doing a Twitch drop right now. If you watch a certain number of hours, you can get 1 day of premium for free. I would definitely recommend, you know, going that route. If you do want to top a premium, like I said, I would just say just stay away from the top tiers. I didn't get my first top tier premium until I was like 7. I think I was working on 8.0 when I bought my first premium, and that was the L44. That was the Leopard L44. It was my first premium that I got top tiers. And the Panther's my highest. Yeah, VK's a beast. The Panthers are also really good. From what I've heard, the Panther F is the closest you can get to having or getting the Panther 2, which unfortunately isn't in the game anymore. Yeah, I would get at least into maybe the M48C, you know, or the M48 A2G, A2, or whatever the hell it is, before I would consider getting top tiers. But yeah, just like I said, just pick a goal. The best advice I can give is just pick a goal and stick with it. You know, I mean, I average bottom of the leaderboard, but you know, like I said, it's taken me. I'm on week 3 of Israel right now, and I've done I've gotten 2 whole BRs since I started it. Yeah, my little brother was like that. He spent a lot of time in World of Tanks, and now he's spent most of his time in War Thunder because it's definitely the better game. I tried World of Tanks. I couldn't get a hang of it. I couldn't get into it. Um, if you want uh, if you want to in the chat, if you want to put what your name is, I can invite you to our squadron if you don't have one. That will definitely help you get better vehicles a bit higher. I unfortunately don't have France. If I did have France, I would definitely play the Surbies. Right now, I'm trying to at least get like another like 10,000 XP on Israel, and then I'll probably switch to something else. I've got from 1.0 to 12.0 in America, Germany, and Russia. I've got 6.7 Japan, 7.7 Britain, and my highest is 8.7 Israel. I am currently trying to get the 9.7 Markova Mark 1, but unfortunately France is not a nation that I have. My brother has France. Actually, yeah, both my brothers have France. I believe both of them have the Surbice. What do you mean? I am confused. Doing so well. There it is. I'm starting to get slight connection issues. You must have me confused with somebody else, because I think my videos didn't start until like 2020. Unless you're talking to somebody in the chat. Oh, that's my bad. I'm still new to this whole thing. I'm on console, so you know what? Yeah. Oh, welcome to the stream, Angel. Good to have somebody famous in the stream. Hey, Rog. Like I said, welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope everybody enjoys watching me suffer. I've sold my soul to the snail. God, that's why I love Israel and Japan. Their laser rangefinders are so nifty. Or laser warning systems, I bet. So for those that don't know, that little yellow triangle up on the top is part of what's called a laser warning system. It warns me if anybody's using a laser rangefinder on me, and the system will warn me where it's coming from. Oh! Fucking where? Hack your engine, bitch. I believe this 9.3 Magok, I believe, is the start of the laser warning system. I don't know if anything below that has it. Maybe a few things here and there, but I don't know exactly what tanks.
Recon reports enemy spotted. Allied forces have captured a zone. Recon reports.
According to the chat, somebody else was responsible for my bad connection. If you see me pull some weird ass fucking maneuvers and get stuck on shit, unfortunately, it's because I'm on controller and it's not very good. Good nation to start. Oh, that's one right there. Angel said I don't have the Ho-Ri currently. I'm only at 6-7 Japan. But I do, like I said, I do have 12-0 in America, Germany, and Russia. The T90 is an absolute brute. The BVM is essentially the same thing, just a lot more mobile. The 2A7 will fucking save your life more times than you can count. The Abrams... The clickbait's okay. I suffered a lot when I first bought the clickbait. Once I kind of got used to it, I did really well in it. I have the SEP V2 now. I absolutely love the SEP V2, but I will tell you right now, I have survived more games in the 2A7 than the clickbait. As soon as this match ends, I will show you guys my record. My brother has Britain and absolutely loves Britain, even though it's a little slow. Britain's got absolute fucking god tier armor. China's pretty much Russia, but with more armor. If I had to pick one in terms of going up to like actual top tier, I would probably have to say Germany. I believe World of Tanks Blitz is a phone game. So phone game has all the special abilities and all that crap. But I would probably have to say, Germany. The 2A7's a beast. Although at the same time, America's also a good one because your SEP Tusk and your SEP V2 both have 615 millimeters of pen. Israel, this thing's got 588, so all of the 11.3 Merkavas will get 588 millimeters of pen. Israel being the shortest nation, it may not take you nearly as long to get through it. It definitely jumps up quite a bit. As you can see in here, you go from 8.7 to 9.7, then to 11.3. Your Sabra Mark 1, you're sitting at, it's a tier 2 upgrade, so you're sitting at 588 millimeters of pen. This round right here has more pen than 12.0 Russia. Myram Segal's another one, M322, 588 millimeters of pen. You're sitting at more pen than 12.0 Russia. But if you were to go the Mark IV-M, for example, you've got these little plates right here it's called what's called an APS system. But if you go into the protection analysis, and we'll go against the 2A7, the 2A6 and the 2A7 have the DM53, which is 653 millimeters of pen, most pen in the game. I believe other nations have the same round, but you're sitting the engine that'll kill you. If you go Russia with we'll go the 3 BM60. Penetration is possible on there. May not get nearly as much. If you go to the Namur, which is why I want this. Yeah, I don't have access to it. But if you watch, I think maybe someone like Angel might have it. I know my little brother's got it. If you go over on TikTok, it's Lucky Q4. That's his TikTok. He streams on TikTok. He has the Object 292, and that has just shy of, I believe it's 650, no, 90. It's like 690 something. It's just shy of 700 millimeters of pen. But yeah, that thing's an absolute beast. It's got a 10-second reload unfortunately. No, World of Tanks has what they added it fairly recently. It's Cold War. It's a Cold War mode, so it's separate from the World War II. But as you can see, we'll switch to America, and as you can see, or actually we'll go to Germany, it's easier to tell. As you can see, you've got everything from, the Butte Panzer, this was an event vehicle. It's a World War One. It's one of few World War One vehicles in the game. Project CW is a good one. I played the beta for it, and I'm really waiting for the actual game to come out. But you've got the Tiger 1s, you've got the Tiger 2s, and then the M48s. Those are from the Cold War. The KPZ-70 is a project between America and Germany. America's got the same thing. It's a 152 millimeter gun with a 6-second reload. It's got a 20 mil on top of it. It's unmanned. It's an unmanned 20 mil. So, you're sitting at that Cold War there, and then the 2K, that was the start of the Leopard 2s. And then you're sitting at 2A4, 2A5, 2A6. The 2A7 is the most recent Leopard. It's the newest Leopard they've added to the game as far as I know. You've got the Puma spike missiles. You've got here's all your Shermans, your Jumbo Shermans, there's the Jumbo 76, your Super Pershings. And then you go down, here's all your Abrams, the M1 Abrams. Actually, we'll start with the XM1 was actually a prototype Abrams. This was the prototype that they originally created for the Abrams. Then you've got from the M1 all the way down to the SEP V2. I hope they add the SEP V3, but I don't know. Um, there is a video going around of a T90M fighting two Bradleys. I've heard that the one of the Bradleys uh, got absolutely lucky because the round was like 3 feet away from actually killing it. But yeah, T90M lost to a couple of Bradleys. In real life, in War Thunder, that's not always the case. You got the Panseer. Yeah, no problem. Um, Japan is known for their Type 90s. All of their from their 11.3 and up, both the Type 90s, the TKXP, the Type 10, the TKX. This one is the prototype. That's why it says P on it. And then this Fuji over here, all of these ones have a 4-second reload. It's an autoloader with 4-second reload time. Your BVM is sitting at, as you can see, if you've got the picture, right under the picture, that's all of your armaments that you have. 125 millimeter gun, you've got a 50 cal, 7.62, 12.7 is 50 cal. Smoke grenades, and it'll tell you your turret rotation, your vertical guidance, which negative, obviously that's depression, that's how far down your barrel can go. And then you've got a 6.5-second reload rate. Russia likes to play what part of the world calls turret toss, which if you look at their turrets, we'll go X-ray. So B, is it B3A? Yeah, right in here. So this is the autoloader mechanism for the T72. I believe the T90M is the exact same way. It's just got the spall liners, so it's a lot more protected, but yeah, it's basically the same way. This is what most of the world calls turret toss. If you hit that system right there, the autoloader system, that's where all the ammo is. It's staged in a circle around the tank. 9 times out of 10, it will detonate a round in there, killing everything. All of the ammo will explode, and you will literally throw your turret off of the tank. That's why it's a joke going around with how they love to play turret toss. I got this skin recently, and I'm absolutely in love with this skin. Like I said, Britain is definitely on the slower side, 37 miles an hour for the Black Knight. The Challenger 2E is 45. The Challenger 2E does have a much more powerful engine than the Black Knight. 1,076 compared to starting at 1,300 horsepower. Your T90 got 1,100 BVM. You've got about 1,250. Not that one, this one. 2A7, you're looking at about 1,300. So I believe it's got the same engine as some of the top tier, 2A6, 2A5, stuff like that. America, you've got the 1,400 for America. The turbine for America it's ridiculous how quiet that thing can be at a distance. The heaviest main battle tank in the game so far is the Challenger 2 OES, TES, OES, whatever, because it's got the same tank over here. The only difference between the TES and the OES is a 50 cal. Oh, it's almost 1:40 in the morning for me. I will definitely follow you. And there we go. Oh, I'll definitely subscribe to you, and I'll probably go watch it if you're still there while I'm up. My absolute favorite tank to just kind of goof around with is... Yeah, I live in the United States, West Coast on the United States, so it, yeah, it's like 2 a.m. for me. This is probably one of the derpiest tanks. We'll go for a test drive on it. So what they decided to do with this, and for whatever reason, Britain thought it was a good idea to put a 180 millimeter naval gun on a tank. The equivalent of that is essentially you are shooting small children at other tanks. It's a really, really big gun. Why they thought of it, I don't know. There is one in existence. Most of this game, which is why you'll see some people pull out tanks like the Tiger II 10.5 or the Panther II, stuff like that, that you don't have access to. It's because a lot of tanks they've taken away from the game because they technically never existed. They only want tanks that have either, like in the case of the Mouse, for example, like, you know, you've got like the Mouse, for example, this technically does exist. There's one in existence. It's in a museum in Russia. I can't remember the name of it at the moment. There is one in existence. That's why they have it in the game. The Tiger II 10.5 technically never existed. It was never built, so, you know, that's why it's not in the game. You know, same thing with the Panther II. They were in a process of working on it, but scrapped the Panther II because they ended up using that suspension setup on the, I believe it was the Tiger IIs later on. This is the largest armored fighting vehicle that has ever existed. It is the heaviest and largest armored fighting vehicle that had ever been built. They planned on it being around 100 tons. By the time they got done combat ready, the Mouse ended up weighing 188 tons. The 128 mil, which is the much bigger barrel, is the same gun that you will find on the Jag Tiger. They don't, unfortunately in this game, they don't share the same ammo. This thing's got another different round compared to the Jag Tiger, but that smaller barrel is a 75 mil from the Panther. When the the Mouse was first built, it could outrange anything the Allied forces had at the time. That's why America built the T-95, which is super heavy tank, because these were called what they would call a breakthrough tank. This was meant to break through enemy forces like the French Minot line. That's why they built it, is to just absolutely tank everything and not stop, basically. That's why the T-95 has 305 millimeters of armor on the front, which I think is the equivalent of like 12 inches. Okay, why are we not leaving? Alright, apparently we're stuck in here. So, yeah. Yeah, my brain is filled with useless information. There we go, finally. Do apologize if I ramble a lot. It's really, really early in the morning for me. France, I haven't started France at all. If I was to get France, I would probably go premium wise. I'd go as high as the Soma, and then I would go at least that high in terms of a premium. I mean, yeah, you can go all the way up to this thing. I personally wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you're a 10.7. You're 408 millimeters of pin at a 10.7. I wouldn't recommend getting the Leopard 2. America, like I said, this was the first premium I got for America, which was the T29, and then I ended up getting the AIM later. Then I got the clickbait and then the KVT. Um, if I would make a choice, I would get these two paired up together. My brother got one. He's waiting to get the other one before he really, digs into America. The clickbait it's an absolute beast. You've got the 29A2, which this round is shared between all of the 12.0 Abrams as well. Both the STEP and the STEP V2, they all have the same round. I believe the M1A2 has it as well. Yeah, all of the M1A2 Abrams have that same round as the clickbait. The RDF LT is essentially the same thing as the HSTVL. It has a fucking 0.9 second reload, but you carry a lot more ammo than the HSTVL. This is definitely a rat tank, or we call like a flanking tank. This isn't meant to fight things head on. It's meant to, go from the side. You've got a laser rangefinder right off the bat. Yeah, see, you're not. Yeah, if you get your shots right. Another thing with top tier Russian tanks, always shoot the lower plate. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna kill it. Always shoot the lower plate on a top tier Russian tank. I've learned that the hard way. I've also learned, if you go back into some of my past live streams, I think it was the last one that I did, you will see me make the stupid mistake of trying to fight an E100 with an AML 90 that went very, very, very bad. The E100 is the mouse's little brother. It has the same gun, same turret as the mouse. It's a lot lighter and it's a lot more mobile than the mouse. That was a very bad idea. Same thing with the Object 292. That is also a very bad idea to fight. Don't fight one of those. But yeah, if I was to pick a premium for France, I would probably go with the Soma. I would stick with the Soma. Sweden, I mean, fucking wedge. These wedge tanks, I hate fighting these goddamn things. I absolutely hate fighting these. The 2. Yeah, the Ram Seagal. Germany, like I said, the where's KV-1C? It's the captured KV-1. It's a Russian KV-1, but it has, as you can see, it has the German 75 mil. It's definitely good for its BR. The King Tiger. Difference between the King Tiger and the regular Tiger 2 Heavy is a diesel engine, 750 horse at 2,000 RPM, and 700 at 3. So this one's gonna have a bit more mobility to it. That's a menace. I can't use this thing very well, but it's really funny to see people get kills with. My brother actually got killed. We were at 9-3 because he had one of his Ruicats, and he actually got killed by a 38 centimeter, and I was laughing my ass off. I need to go all the way down. I didn't bother going down any of these, and this is what I fucking regret, not grabbing that. That kind of biting me right now. This is a very hilarious tank to fight. Um, with this tank in particular, if you see down in the bar, the ability bar is what I call it. That first round, how it's got like a bunch of like sound waves, it's what they call a proxy round. And if you look right next to it, impact fuse, radio fuse, you can turn the proxy off on it. But what I think is absolutely hilarious about this thing is that it's got a laser rangefinder, but it's an artillery. I have maybe 50 or 60 millimeters of armor pen, and it doesn't matter what it is. If you can hit the cupola of the tank, it does not matter what it is, you will kill it. Oh, it's too far. Well, damn. Like I said, that's just me being horrible at the game. And another funny one, if we go there. That's not what I want. There we go. Yeah, see, it won't do much, but as soon as you aim for the top, Kurt Cobain POV. Like I said, as soon as you hit the top, it does not matter what it is. When you hit the cupola, it will kill it. So, what I think is absolutely hilarious about this thing is, in real life, this is an artillery system. It is a 155 millimeter artillery gun. It is the most, they say it is the most modern one in the world right now. The America doesn't have their Paladin system. They do have the regular M109. But this thing is probably, in my opinion, slightly more terrifying than the Vidar, because, well, this thing will do 37 miles an hour forwards and backwards. You have the same reverse speed as you do, forward speed. The Vidar does not do 37 miles an hour in reverse. The Vidar also has a thermal imaging system, which that thing does not. They share the same rounds, same, gun size, same ammo type. Goddamn helicopters. The M109, where is it? Right here. The M109, all variants of the M109 have the same M107 proxy fuse as the Panzer 2000 and the Vidar. The American one, there's slight subtle differences in it. This one's got a short barrel. You've got the Roshev, the Israeli M109. It's also got the short barrel. The Roshev has the long barrel, but, it, like the others, also has, the M107 proxy fuse. You're looking at... Yeah, I just want to fucking look at it. You're looking at 600... Technically it says 61 millimeters of pen, but it does travel at 684 meters per second, which I think is kind of funny, because if you go to the German Panzer 2000, The M107 proxy fuse travels at almost 950 meters per second. So this is a high explosive round that travels, I believe that is either Mach 2, 1.2, or 1.3. This is a high explosive round that will travel faster than the speed of sound, which is terrifying to think about. And like I said, you could always turn it off. The one thing about X-rays, I gotta show. Oh, see autoloader. Yep, see right there. Max speed forward and backward is 37 miles an hour with 8 gears. The M109 will do 35 miles an hour forward, 7.3 miles an hour backwards. So it's, in my opinion, it's definitely the more terrifying of the artillery systems. This is where you get into, oh no, I don't want to start it. The comediness, the comedy to top tier. Germany has a horrible reverse speed, so if you do want to run top tier Germany, or not Germany, Russia, my bad, Russia does. I would definitely warn you, top tier Russia has an absolutely horrendous reverse speed. But then we'll go here and then. By the way, that was a HEATFS round. So that round that just killed that aircraft will also punch through that. Because that is a high explosive multi-purpose round. So I can go up here and like I said, I suck. Like I said, that would be a high explosive round. HEATFS at anything above 9.7, as my little brother said in his live on Twitch or TikTok, anything above 9.7 is HEATFS is pretty much useless when it comes down to it. But you get tanks like that, it's multi-purpose. You know, I enjoy that multi-purpose HEATFS round. I haven't killed any planes with it, but I do enjoy it. Then you get vehicles like this thing. This is a light tank. Come on. Really good at this last night. Oh, come on. Really? Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, this has a 0.3 second reload. It will not punch through anything on the front. This also has high explosive, just like the Panzer 2000, just not nearly as big. God damn, I suck today. Huh. This thing is hilarious if you get vehicles that are... Well, you've got rockets. But if you get planes that are flying low, this thing is funnier than shit because the proxy fuse on it will set off bombs. And last night I happened to kill a plane and all 4 of the bombs that he tried to drop on my teammates, which is... I didn't think would happen. fuck, try this here. Oh, you get the gist. So that's a light tank. There's another tank like it. It's called the 2S38. It's a lot bigger. It essentially is the same thing, except it will do. It has a lock-on system to where you can lock on the aircraft. Even in ground realistic, when vehicles like that, it will tell you where to shoot the aircraft. Then you get into the ADATs, the LAV, stuff like that. A lot of the top tiers, they'll show you where to shoot, the 2S6, the Gepard, stuff like that. If it's got a radar dish, generally it'll show you where to shoot in order to kill said vehicle. This thing, you've got, fire and forgets on it. I love this thing. The only vehicle that I'm doing better in terms of aircraft kills, I believe, is the M247, Sergeant York. This is the only vehicle that I'm doing better than my LAV in. And I don't mind losing to that thing, because that thing is quite terrifying. But the difference between the two missile pods, by the way, and the reason why I selected a secondary weapon is because these are not anti-air missiles. These are what they call Hydra 70s. Typically you will find Hydra 70s on helicopters, planes, stuff like that. You'll find them on planes. Go the wrong fucking direction, sir. Okay, I don't know what the fuck happened there, but yeah, we'll go with it. The Magok 6, or the Magok Hydra, which is in the first group of 8-7 Magoks that you research, has 2 of those Hydra 70 pods. And I would absolutely love to take them into a custom lobby, or you can find, if you can find like my little brother, for example, because I'm on console, I don't have access to what they call modded lobbies. Don't know how I did that. But if you squad up with somebody, they can take you into a custom map, custom game with a modded lobby. There are some that will have, instant reload and stuff like that. And instant reload, it's in the name. I can fire an infinite amount of these things, and it is so fun. So funny to watch. Got a minigun on me. Being a 10-0, it's not very effective against tanks, clearly. That sucks against tanks, as you can see. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Just pick a nation you want. I started with Germany, but at the end of the day, I like playing Germany. I like playing America. I like playing Russia. Germany and Russia, or Germany and America, play similar-ish. They're definitely very mobile nations. They're a lot more mobile than, Russia would be. They're a lot faster, for one. But obviously you got the Bradley. I haven't gotten too many kills with this thing. It's kind of hard for me to get kills with this, but I mean, you've got your top-down missiles. This missile in America, this missile is specific to this Bradley in particular. Case in point, as I was explaining earlier, it shows you where to shoot. Yeah, it's a TOW-2B, it's a top-down. As you can see, it explodes over the vehicle and then goes down. It's kind of self-explanatory. The Puma, the top-tier Puma for Russia, has what are called spike missiles. They are fire and forget. They are different from anti-air missiles, although you can lock onto helicopters with them as long as they're stationary because they're slow as shit. But you can go, locked on. It's not a very good missile, but it's depending on the target. Like I said, it's not a very good missile. You do have the 30 mil. So, it depends on what all you do. Yeah. This thing also has definitely love the sound of the 30 mil a lot more than the Bradley, that's for sure. Then you get into this monstrosity of a vehicle. This has 4 25 mils, 30 mils, something like that. You can turn, radar dishes on and off. You can put designs on radar dishes too, by the way. Because you have your radar dish turned off, you can still track targets with IRST. I love war machines in general. I'm really big into Warhammer 40k. Space Marines are really cool. Halo, Doom, all sorts of stuff. Projects like Angel had mentioned earlier, Project CW. That's by Wargaming. It's by the creators of World of Tanks and stuff like that. I might get the new Battlefield. I don't know. I mainly get games like Battlefield and Call of Duty for like the story and whatnot. I loved the story on the Call of Duty. I loved the stories that they told. Battlefield 4, I think, had also a very good story to it. And yes, this is classified as an AA2, and it will absolutely just fucking rip. You'll rip into some tanks with this thing. It's not scary. And as you can see, you run out of ammo. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever nation kind of fits you. Like I said, Britain's a little on the slow end. America's a bit more mobile. Russia's got a lot of armor. I haven't really gotten too much into top tier Israel, but once I get there, I'll figure it out, and we'll go from there. I'll learn from it. It takes me a bit to get used to new tags, new nations, the way nations play. It just takes me a while, but other than that, yeah, it's fun. Speaking of Nammer, there's one of the Nammers in the background that just drives by. Oh, there's one. I not very good at flying. I'm not very good at naval. I would definitely play those two more if I was good. I'm not very good at either one, so. So where are we sitting? Cool, I got under the 50 grand that I needed. When you go into a test drive, not all the vehicles are going to perform how they're supposed to. They're not going to perform the same as if they were, actually in a match. So, if you do play the game, don't base the vehicle off of how it performs in the test drive. I would definitely follow up with other YouTubers, Justin Plays, Oddboz, those guys, and get their opinions on how tanks work. See how they play it. Kind of learn from them, learn where to shoot. But all right, I am going to call it a night here. It's after 2 a.m. for me, but I will definitely see you guys in the next stream. I do apologize for the lack of streams the last couple of days. I ended up having some internet issues, but other than that, it's fixed. I will definitely stream a lot more, and I will catch you guys in the next video, and thank you for joining.